Welcome back to Storm Politics. I am joined today by Luzerne County Council candidate Mike Lacey, who is running as an independent.
Yes, I am.
Thank you for joining.
No, thank you. I appreciate the opportunity.
Well, I am happy to have you here, and I really would love to start by you telling the audience a bit about yourself.
Well, Tiffany, it's not an exciting story. I was born and raised in Wilkes-Barre. I was born in 1959, making me 52 years old. At that point, I went through grade school, graduated from Elmer L. Myers High School in 1977. From 1977, I found my way into King's College, where I graduated at King's College in 1981 in my Bachelor of Science degree in biology. I took a year off, just worked hard, and at that point decided to enter pharmacy school. So in 1982, I entered pharmacy school in Temple University. In 1985, I graduated from Temple in my Bachelor's of Science degree in pharmacy. At that point, I did some work with the chain pharmacies. I also did some work with independent pharmacies. And that was really preparing me, as God was preparing me for the next move. And that next move was in January of 1995. My wife and I took the chance, we made the decision, and we purchased Noki's Pharmacy, which is
Freeland.
Up in Freeland, yes. And at that point, we realized that was going to take hard work, but we were committed to that. The people at Freeland were great, and we are there now. We'll be starting our 17th year. We've been able to, at that point, to take a smaller store and expand it into a store that encompasses approximately 8,500 square feet. As far as where I'm living, I currently live in a small farm, which is located in the Back Mountain area, where I reside there with my wife Barbara of 20 years, and I have 2 children, both of which are adopted. Rachel we adopted at age 2 days, and she's now 13 years old. And then Tucker, who is 9, we just adopted him. We had him as a foster child for 2 years, and we adopted him in March of this year.
Oh, how wonderful.
Yeah, they're awesome.
I commend you for that.
Well,
Being a parent is the best thing in the world, and there's so many great kids out there that need wonderful homes.
Oh, they do need wonderful homes, and there's wonderful kids, and we can talk a whole nother story about that.
Absolutely. Well, tell me, what was the motivation, Mike, to run for Luzerne County Council?
The motivation was really, and we'll just back up a bit how I got here. I was not in the primary for this candidacy.
Correct.
And there was a individual by the name of Betsy Summers who was part of the independent ticket who chose to step aside and run for the mayor of Wilkes-Barre. That's currently what she's doing now. I was approached by some folks with similar ideals and principles, and they asked me if I would fill that spot. And upon some discussion with my wife, of course, we decided to do that. And the reason we decided to do that was the fact that when we look at our nation as a whole, that corruption is not just a Luzerne County issue. It is really I believe, a national issue. But when you look at where we have to start, we really need to start at the local level to start to change minds. Because as we look at what type of politicians we have, it's really a reflection upon the voting base of what we're willing to accept. So we have to start to change minds, attitudes, and principles at local levels as Luzerne County, and what a great experiment this can be, to be able to turn Luzerne County from its current situation, where businesses probably don't enter because it's pay to play, where individuals who lose their dreams, I have a family member who wanted to always be a school teacher, but chose nursing because she couldn't afford what she felt to pay to get into there. So it was really the motivation of turning Luzerne County as the beacon of hope for the rest of the nation to follow.
What will be your priorities if elected?
I think the top priority of all of us, providing we get there, is to find that key individual as the manager of the county. To me, that manager has to have a few qualities. One, certainly the experience that has either run a business, who have been able to be in the corporate level or been in the government level, to show that they've been able to overcome tough tasks. But even more importantly, Tiffany, I believe it's once again that principle-based individual. I myself personally need to look into the eyes of that individual and realize that they are here to make a difference, that they are here to be the leadership for the county that's not going to be about them, not self, but about the people.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now there's a $23 million hole in the county budget right now. What do you think you can do about that?
I think really that question goes right back to the previous question, getting the right people in line. And what we need to do is, when we find that individual, and as the county council, to be able to work with that individual with a vision. Because I really think that inside that courthouse, that there are individuals there with answers, and I'm referring to the employees, the ones that really have been overlooked. As a small business owner, I realize how important it is to rely on the folks that I work with for answers. Now, we get answers way beyond that, but I think we really need to start right at the level of the employees themselves and say, okay, where do you think we can become more efficient? And then rely on looking at contracts, see where we can change things, see if there's any contracts that we should be looking at from previous, past, possibly even up to 3 years back.
Okay. Mike, we have about a minute left. A couple questions. Is there someplace people can go to learn more about you? Mm-hmm. And is there any final words you'd like to say to the voters?
In order to get more information, you can go to votemikelacy.com. We have a current website up there. We're constantly building on that. And as far as what else we can say to the folks that have to make that tough decision, and I think what we need to do is look to realize that servant leadership is what we need. What is servant leadership? Well, Jesus is probably the best example of servant leadership. It's serving the people. Our politicians have gotten it wrong. What they have done is, where they're supposed to be out serving the individual, they think the individual should be serving them.
Okay, Mike, thank you so much for coming on board. I wish you the very best in the upcoming election. Good luck and the best to you.
I thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you.